I'm Mary Agnes Collins, and this is my daughter Teresa Lynn and the granddaughter Rosa Lynn. His father bought the two older boys a music instrument, ordered them from Sears Roebuck, got Charles a mandolin and his older brother a guitar. Well, Charles learned to play the mandolin like a child will do, you know, and to his older brother, Sonny, it looked easier, so they exchanged instruments, and Charles learned to play the guitar then. But the fiddle was always his love. And he'd sneak his daddy's fiddle down and play it, but one day he got caught, and Mr. Collins told him then, said, well, if you're going to play it, wait till I'm home to show you how to hold it and what to do with it. And so from then on, he played fiddle. Mostly up here, he's known for a fiddle player. Of course, he made a living playing the guitar, but the fiddle is what he loved. He played it till after midnight, the last night he lived. Charles played from then on. He played school things and anything that's going on, and came to Knoxville and guested on the midday merry-go-round, the Saturday night barn dance, Kaz Walker's show, just anything where they was having a barn dance or a community get-together or whatever. And to tell you something comical, when we were dating, he always had the fiddle in the back seat. And if you stopped, there was just one drive-in in La Follette, and if you stopped to get a hamburger, he got in the back seat and played the fiddle. So I knew where I rated at from the very beginning.
She got to ride in the front seat. That's right.
Yeah, he let me ride in the front seat. That fiddle came first.
Right.
He played the fiddle all the time.
It was nothing for Mom to cook dinner for 30 people on Sundays because the band would come and bring their families to rehearse. We children would play out in the front yard on blankets or quilts, old quilts, whatever, and Mom would literally cook dinner for 30 people.
More sometimes.
On the spur of the moment, just, you know.
Charles made several trips to Nashville, and Mr. Acuff let him understand that he could play down here if he wanted, or at Nashville if he wanted to. And so we thought about it for a long time. We was pretty well established where we were, but we decided that he loved music so much and that's what he wanted to do. So we just sold everything and went to Nashville. And, well, Charles got a job right away working at standard sales where they delivered things to, like dime store things that they used to have. And then he played music at night, and he went to work on the Opry then. We'd been down there maybe 4 months before he went to work on the Opry with Mr. Acuff and out on the road. And then when Opryland opened, he worked there from the day it opened until it closed.
He was a really great guy, and I think he became Daddy's second daddy.
Yeah.
You know, Dad looked up to him so much, and he was just a very strong character. He had a real strong character, and I think Dad admired that in him.
He very seldom talked about his work when we'd go eat, yeah. He and Charles would discuss that later when he took us home, you know, maybe.
But now he loved to be recognized.
Oh, yes.
He wanted to be sure, and if people, even if they were trying to be polite and not bother him while he was having his meal, he would usually whistle Great Speckled Bird or Wabash Cannonball or something, you know, and so that they would.
I don't handle it as carefully as you all do. There's about 6 of these sitting in the corner. It's fragile, though. It's old. Charles and our young son had gone to the flea market in Nashville, which they have once a month, and he picked up a fiddle over there that he liked the sound of, and it had some knocks on it and some scratches and so forth. And Charles is very particular about his instruments. You can't tell they've been played when you pick up one he's had, even though he might have had it for 50 years. But he got out a bottle of iodine. Nothing else was left in the house that was dark, and he could cover the scratches with iodine. Well, he took it over to the Opry House, and Mr. Acuff played on it, and he liked it. He liked the sound of it. And it went on a few days, and Charles gave him the fiddle. And Mr. Acuff always called it old iodine because Charles had put the iodine on it. And then a few weeks after that, he gave Charles his fiddle then and authenticated it that it was the original fiddle that he learned to play on. And it's been at my house since '75, and mostly in the case. Charles has played it a few times, and I think the son-in-law said it was still in tune, but mostly it's been in the case. But Charles would have never parted with it.
Right.
But I'd like for it to be out where the public can see it and everybody can enjoy it. And this is where Mr. Acuff came from, and few people still remember him up here.